Hello, everybody. This is Linda DeVitas, owner and founder of healingsonthego.com. I'm a psychic clairvoyant medium, certified healer, Reiki healer, dolphin healer, crystal manifestation channeling, professional space clearer. I do it all. You can find me at healingsonthego.com. I would like to introduce my special guest. He's actually the psychic medium of New England. Welcome, Todd Mitchell.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Awesome. The new moon's coming in tomorrow, so there's some intense energies.
It's been the past week.
Yeah, it's in Leo, in your wife's sign, which is awesome. And
Yes.
it's gonna be very powerful. So everybody take out your candles or your wishes or any way you like to manifest and send the intentions out into the universe. Today
Exactly.
Yes, today we're going to talk about spirits and how spirits are in everything. So we're first going to talk about spirit of fear. Okay, would you like to elaborate on it, Todd?
Why don't you start with that one first, and then
Okay.
I'll join in.
So a lot of people call me up and they're like, "Oh, I feel anxious, I feel anxiety, I feel this and that." Spirits are in everything. Basically, it's an energy. So when you feel anxiety, it's like a wave. So to me, spirit of fear, anxiety, stress is like a dark spirit that comes in you and tries to influence your thinking. As I wrote in my book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light. Whoever hasn't read it, I recommend you do read it. Healings on the Go. Healings on the Go. You can find it there. And so energy is spirit. So when you feel anxiety and stress, and sometimes you don't even know where it's coming from. It's not even your own thinking. That's usually when entities come in and they talk through you. So, how do they talk through you? It's like downloading information from a computer. And then you feel like, where did that come from? Like I wasn't even thinking that. So, I think we can all relate, especially Todd, you're a medium, you pick up on a lot of things and there's things that will pop into your head and you're like, I wasn't even thinking about it. So spirit of fear to me is like when you're anxious but it comes out of nowhere, or you just feel the anxiety. And then what do we recommend? A healing right away, because I feel like the more you feel, like it's happened to me so many times when I'm doing a healing for someone and I pick up on something, even though we protect ourselves, but we still pick up on the energy. I sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll do it later. And then what happens? It starts accumulating and it becomes even stronger. And then it could come to that point that any little thing will frazzle you. And you would be like, like it happened to me a week ago when I felt very frazzled. And I told my sister, listen, I got to do it for myself. Go give myself a healing. So I always recommend healings to everybody because we all pick up energy. Tell us an experience with you when you picked up something negative. Remember with Mario when we picked him up?
No, that was the best reading I ever gave. I heard. I mean, everything was right on the nose. You know, Maria was amazed by it.
Yes.
Um, when I get frazzled a lot, and from work or life itself, Rhea would tell me, "Let's go by the beach and let's just sit by it for a little while and just let loose all the energy."
Exactly. Exactly. That's everyone heals differently. So yeah, ocean water makes you feel relaxed. But the spirit of fear, it travels through anything and everyone. They have some rituals. When you go to a cemetery, you're supposed to do certain things not to pick up any entities that come along with you. And sometimes us being sensitive and being mediums, also what happens is somebody could have died tragically and we feel it like our own feelings. So you can feel all of a sudden, oh, I feel so nervous. And guess what? It's not even, you weren't nervous before, but you're picking up on the spirit of whoever passed on. That happens to me so many times when I pick up on energies that I know are not mine. So you deal with it with the ocean, right, Todd?
Yeah, I deal with the ocean. I deal with just walking through nature. Going for a walk. It releases that negative ordeal. What you're right. It releases everything, and it makes you feel a world better.
Exactly. And you have to, because if you don't heal yourself in the way, you know, some people are like, well, I don't know how to. You can always contact me and find me at healingsonthego.com. And Todd, you're a medium, so you always cleanse yourself, I'm sure, after every reading because you're
Hmm.
supposed to. Now, sometimes we all slack off, but then that's when it can accumulate to other things. Also, spirit of love. So we'll talk about the positive side of it. Spirit of love is when you feel a lot of love energy. And what happened to me, I'll share a little story and then you can share yours. Um, Back many, many years ago when I was dating, I was by the water and we were walking by the lake. So all of a sudden, I put my hand on the tree and I felt this overwhelming love energy out of nowhere. It felt like as if I hugged a zillion trees, this high in my heart that I've never felt before. And so, see how it transmits to even or plants or trees. So, basically, picking up on the energy of love, picking up on the energy intensity. And it was such a strong feeling. Have you gotten that before too, Ted?
I gave, as a matter of fact, one time I gave a intense reading
Mhm.
many years back, and what happened was that it was it was like so intense. It was like the anxiety of it was so strong that I had to go outside for about 5 minutes and just hug a tree.
Yes, yes.
You
That's
know,
happened
and
to me before.
and that made me felt, you know, it actually works. The spirit in the tree just feels like it hugged back.
Yes, it is. It's so cute. A quick little tip for people that don't know, you can ask the tree to send you healing because they like to be asked too. And everyone thinks, "Oh, you're nuts. How can you ask a tree to, But the trees have energy. So when you ask and say, "Hello there, wise tree, if you want to, can you send me some healing?" And I did that with my daughter, and we literally felt the energy of the roots like shoot up. You can feel it. I guess I can. And it was so intense. Have you asked them to heal you? Because it's an amazing experience. So amazing.
Oh, definitely. When I went through an ordeal in 2019 that um, I when I was laying in the hospital bed, I asked for a healing,
Wow.
and it came to me very fast. But it was a slow process.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, it healing like um like you said, healing can come fast, can come medium, and come slow. But with me, what happened to me back in 2019, it was just slow. It was just gradually.
Gradual. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes when you're overwhelmed or something, it does come in gradual because your energy is worried or whatever. So it comes in like liquid, very soft and slow. Then it spreads out through the whole body little by little. So many people can do a lot of wonderful things with the trees. All you have to do is ask them. You can ask them a question. You can ask them for healing. You can do a whole bunch of things. It was so funny. One time I was in Central Park and I was with my friend that this tree looked like as if it was frazzled, in the haunted houses where it looks like creepy and crazy. So she was
Yes.
talking with me. She's like, Linda, I wouldn't ask to go hug that tree. That was like, why not? And then when I looked at it, I go, you crazy girl. She was laughing. She goes, it looks like it's angry. So always feel into it. If they look kind of spooky, you don't have to ask them for healing. They're probably not having a good day. So I gave a course with different kinds of plants because everything, again, is energy, spirit. So every plant has a different attribute. So whether it be a snake plant or basil, they all mean something different. So it depends what you want to manifest is what you're going to bring into your house. Now, if you want money, I always recommend snake plants. Um, Jasmine is for love. Let's see. There's just a whole listing. So you just have to be aware of what is attracting what. So everything has spirit in it. Even when you buy crystals, that's like the number one thing. A lot of crystals, which all of them have their own special attribute. Which one's your favorite, Todd?
The clear quartz.
Yes. Oh, nice.
The
Yes.
clear
So
quartz.
I had a friend of mine. She said, I went to this crystal place and it's known for them putting bad energy into the crystal. That I go, what? I was like, oh my God, these people are crazy. So what you do is you go to their spiritual store, which it really isn't, but anyway. So you go buy a crystal. That's why I always cleanse them. What I don't care what store I buy them from. Whenever I receive my order of crystals, I always cleanse them. And so, because everyone carries energy, and when you're touching something, you're absorbing what they put on, and you don't want to pick up something crazy.
Hmm.
So I picked up, and she told me, she's like, I've heard that this store, you know, puts in some energy so you could come back or some kind of weird thing. She said, when I was holding it, I didn't feel too good. I said, I don't think you should go to that store again. Sounds not too normal. So it's crazy. My favorite crystal is selenite because selenite to me helps me with everything. When I don't feel good, when I can't sleep good, it helps in so many areas. It's amazing what selenite does. And all of them are very magical. Do you like malachite or no?
Um, I like working with the clear ones, like the clear quartz.
Mhm.
Those are really the ones that I really enjoy holding.
Yeah, they're very powerful. And rose quartz is the most common. Everyone knows about that one.
Hmm.
Rose quartz is of love. I always go on every Saturday. Sometimes it depends. Once a week, usually, and I sell my crystals, and all of them are cleansed because you never know what you may pick up. You know,
No, yeah.
sometimes people go to the store, they hold on to it, and you know, it's just not something that you want to pick up on.
No, a lot of times when you go to the store, like you said, some might work for you, some might not work for you, and some that if you pick up, it just won't let go of your hand.
Yes. Did you ever feel the tingles?
Hmm.
Of course you have. And the heat or different kinds of energy, you feel it when it wants you. It
Yeah,
makes itself known.
yeah, oh yeah. I had a problem with my right hand a couple of times, a couple months ago, and I held on to a the clear quartz, and it actually healed it in my left hand, and they healed my right hand.
Exactly. And believe it or not, crystals do speak through thoughts. So, what happens when you lay down with one and you put it on your third eye, on your head, and you can even play with it and say, just ask a question and see what comes to you. But I remember one time I had this very different stone. I forgot what it was called. And had forgotten it then, but I liked it because it looked pink. So I put it on my head, and then I said, "What crystal is this?" And all of a sudden, the answer popped in my head, which I don't remember now, but it really speaks to like it just pops in your head. And with spider jasper, I'll never forget that one. My daughter loves spider jasper, and she had lost it. So all of a sudden, she's crying hysterical that she lost the crystal. So I said out loud, Spider Jasper, where are you? And then all of a sudden it popped in my head in the drawer. That was like, did you? I go, wait, did you drop it in the drawer? And then she goes, ah. So I go, okay, relax. So I run in. Guess where it was? In the drawer. Who would ever think that she dropped it? It fell through the drawer. So I was like, oh my gosh. And then from there,
Yeah,
we got everything. Yeah, see?
I got one right in front of me.
Isn't that funny? Those are amazing. And they'll
Yeah,
create for everything. Yeah.
as a matter of fact, we got this one from your shop.
Oh, nice. Why do you think? Because I had, after that happened, I bought everything Spider Jasper bracelets, towers. small heart ones, you name it. Everything was Spider Jasper because I was amazed how it just came out of nowhere. And it's like, here I am.
Well, it works. It really works. I took this to work a couple times, and it just looking at it relaxes, and as well as it makes me focus.
Yeah, it's very powerful, that one. I'm telling you. So, my other third favorite, let me think, which one's my third favorite? I know selenite, spider jasper, and I like the rose quartz too, because it sometimes you need some love, and it also heals you on every level.
Oh yeah, the rose quartz is that makes me feel a lot comfortable too. The rose quartz I carry around the car, when we go on long trips or if we're going just local, I like to carry that one around.
Yeah,
It's good
that one's
luck.
really good.
Yeah, I have a few crystals in the car.
Nice. Do you have one that you do? Because some people read like when before you do a reading, do you carry one or no?
No, no, I trust in the spirit
Yeah,
that the messages will come through. And the only one time I carried a clear quartz was a few years back that a young little boy came in, and he was so strong that when I was holding on to that crystal, my hand was like sweating
wow,
with that crystal in my hand, and it made it such a strong connection that I was speechless.
wow. See, and you know that sometimes spirits will be attached to a certain crystal, so maybe it was attached to it.
I don't know. He was like 3 or 4 years old. I don't know if he knew anything about crystals, but he was attaching to me, hugging my leg when I was holding that crystal, and gave the reading to his aunt, and she literally just broke down.
Wow.
I'm not going to get into details on how he died or anything like
Yeah.
that, but she felt much better that she she gained weight again. She started feeling better. She's healthier now. She lost a lot of weight before I gave that reading.
Thank God. Yeah. And it's good that you're in New England. A lot of
Hmm.
people, yeah, you read a lot of people. Tad's amazing in his readings as well. With the spirits, you're very on
there,
point.
there's a lot of times, Linda. I'm being This is amazing. When I was carrying any kind of crystal and I'm walking through any stores or whatever, I can actually not say anything to anybody, but to I would see the spirit behind them
Yeah.
of whoever crossed over. I see that in like an aligned form, not like white, like a line form, like almost like an angel form.
Wow. Wow. Like an orb. That's amazing.
Yes.
We're going to take a real quick commercial break and we will be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned, everybody. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic clairvoyant medium and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes& and Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back with my special guest, Todd Mitchell. Yay! Thank
Hello,
you,
everybody.
everybody, for tuning in. Please do like and share. How are you feeling, Todd?
I feel great tonight. I feel great. I'm
Awesome.
honored to be on the show again.
It's my pleasure. We all love to have you on. My brother-in-law, he's amazing as well. You can you can find him. You're on Facebook, of course. Todd,
Yes, yes.
that's awesome. So more about the spirits and the energy. So next, after we said love, fear, now we'll talk about anger. So what happens with anger? Sometimes we're at the heat of the moment, and all of a sudden there's a big argument. That's when you see on the news where certain negative energies intervene, and then guess what happens? Something ugly happens. So the spirit of anger is when energetically there are spirits on the outside of what's going on, and they know when the right time to jump in and make some chaos, which ends up being very deadly. So spirit of anger, sometimes when we're very angry, that's what happens energetically. We don't all see the spirits go around us, but that's what's really happening. So please be aware. Sometimes when we're in the heat of an argument, take some deep breaths and walk away, because what happens energetically, the level that you are on is attracting the negative spirits, and then sometimes they'll make you do something you never would have done in the moment, in the heat of the moment. Something very bad will happen. So spirit of anger and fear are very negative, and that's what I do believe. That's why there's a lot of stories where on the news they're like, oh wow, that I didn't, something told me to do it. Why? Because you're vibrating on that lower energy, that lower frequency, and guess what happens? They all come in, and those negative things are not just one spirit. They come like a group, and they will come around you and they will make you do something you normally would not have done if you felt more calm and relaxed. And I'm sure we've all been in that situation when you felt very angry, and then all of a sudden something really bad could have happened if you would have listened to negative thoughts. So yes, they speak through the thoughts. That's why I always tell everybody, whenever you feel angry, step away, because if it becomes rage, you might do something that you really wouldn't want to do. So were you going to say something? Oh.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Completely to walk away from everything that makes you angry and everything else. Um, the the one thing I do that I've learned over the years is that beach therapy, um, nature, music, meditation. Number one
Mhm.
will will release everything.
And breathing, right, you're right,
Hmm.
God. So that's what I would do. Take a deep breath in and out. So a lot of people ask me, why is space clearing so important? And do you know, because you always cleanse your house, why?
Hmm.
Because we're picking up energies all the time. You might not realize it or not, but when you go to the store, when you go anywhere, you're picking up energy. So when it's in your house, and whenever you feel like there's something negative and you just leave it and leave it, what happens is it becomes like a thick cloud, and it goes around. So let's say me and you now had an argument. We're talking, our voice, our words, you can feel if it's high or low. So when you speak anger, it's dark energy coming out of your mouth. Where does that dark energy go? It starts spreading through the house. Now, it's not going to become huge overnight, but after a while, when it's not cleansed, it will be something unsettling. You will not want to be in there because you don't feel good going to your house. And that's happened in the past before I even knew about space clearing. Is that I used to be like, I don't want to go home, but why not? So energies are everywhere, and spirits will come in depending on the energy level you are on. So I remember one time I was laying on my bed and something told me, and it said, every spirit, every house has a spirit. Depends the energy of the house if it's welcomed or not. Can you believe that?
Yes, fully agree.
Yeah. Yours definitely has a spirit, you know that, but it's an older man, cozy man. I don't feel like it's something negative. So I believe that through, centuries and times, we pick up energies from even who knows how long. Things roam around. There's some kind of energy that's called, I forgot the word that's called, where it's like from the past. It was at the tip of my tongue, but there's different kind of energies. So there's energies from the past, energies from long time ago, stagnant energies. So anyway, long story short, clearing your house is very essential. Do you have any recommendations, Todd, of how you cleanse your house?
Well, a lot of times we use sage.
Hmm.
We use the church incense and candles just to just clear out the the negative.
Yes,
It either which one works perfectly. And like you said, crystals will work. But we focus on like like the sage or the frankincense, and it really works. And it it feels cleaner afterwards.
exactly. It really does. And it's essential to cleanse the house. Sometimes I do so many of them for my own house, I get lazy and I tell myself I have to cleanse my house too. So I did it last week because, after sometimes you do so much and then you're like, it can wait. But then when like, if it's not feeling good, I definitely make it a priority. So that's why I tell everyone, if you really feel like you need it, just do it because after a while it does become worse and then you're just not going to feel good in there. You're going to Some of the symptoms of feeling negative energy, it, Todd, is like restlessness, always wanting to sleep,
Hmm.
depressed.
Depressed is number one.
Mhm.
You know, and the first part of the year for me personally was harsh on me. For I had a lot of family ordeals to deal with. A death in the family,
Um,
and my job was being stressful. So I I was in a slump. So I would hold on to a crystal and go try to go to beach therapy again, or just mainly if we couldn't get to the beach, just hold a crystal, or just to sit there, just try to let go of everything by meditating.
exactly. That's the best meditation. And ocean water. Put some by your night table. I had a friend of mine, she's so sweet. She filled up a whole big bottle of ocean water and I put some right by my bed. And it really does cleanse you as you're sleeping.
Well, we're about 300 feet away from the
Oh, you're
ocean
so
here.
lucky. I'm going to move there one day.
I hope so. We would love to have you around here.
Yes, it's very healing because we're not by the ocean. And the ocean that we're at is like you have to walk a mile just to get to the water. It's like the parking, and then you have to walk forever to get there. So I wish we could just drive up. You're so lucky.
Well, here we just go walk right to the woods, and right there
Oh,
it's
you're so
you're looking right
lucky,
at it.
Todd. That's amazing. You're lucky because that state is very healing and very comfortable. Like, nice energy, that's for sure. But for the people that don't have it, the ocean, you can always pick some up, or you can even make your own water with Epsom salt and put it by your bed, which is very effective.
Or what you can do is, I agree with that 100%. The other thing is, if you go on YouTube and pick out a beach video with like
Right.
relaxing music, that works just as good too.
Yes, you're absolutely right. That is so healing too, hearing the ocean.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. Please do say hello so I know you're on. Like and share everybody. Definitely that's very relaxing. I love the ocean. It's very healing. And now did you read there's sharks all over?
Not
Not by
here.
you. You're lucky.
No, no. There've been sightings, but no attacks.
Oh, here they
No,
have a lot of them. So they're even by the shore. So you get
no. Yeah,
kind of
you're
weird.
right. You're right. I mean, there's been a lot of attacks on the East Coast, more or less on the West Coast. but it's dangerous out there. I mean, the water's dangerous. It's like you just go 2 feet and that's it. That there's the water and you take off. You
Yeah, I
know.
never heard of Rhode Island having sharks, but here you do. Long Beach and the other beaches, they were right by the shore, believe it or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Yeah. There's been sightings here too, but nothing really. Some anybody get eaten or attacked or ripped apart or whatever. Thank God. Thank God for that.
Yeah, I
Because
think that is right.
you know.
Hmm.
But
So,
no, go ahead.
no, no, no. Go ahead.
No,
So
I was just going.
basically, energetic triggers, the energetic triggers of spirits. Have you ever had one that just didn't want to leave you alone?
I have. I have maybe 5 or 6 stories about those.
Go ahead.
Uh, Going back to the one that I did a couple years ago, the little 3 or 4 year old that I did a reading for, and he crossed over. He comes back to me now and then after that. But the night that I did that reading, I went home and he followed me home
Wow.
because he didn't know what to do. So when I got home, about an hour later, I went to bed and he jumped in bed because I felt the bed pushed down.
Wow.
And by the morning, he was gone.
Wow. Ah,
Spirits, what it is, if they're restless and they can't cross over, they have they don't know how to relax.
yeah, it's sad. They miss
You
the
know.
light and it's hard getting them to cross again.
Well, the trick is that I learned on my own was that if you tell them, just sit there and just relax and just sit back and do, just sit there and I'll sit with you. And I've done that about 3 or 4 times, they'll cross over.
Oh, wow. That's good. I had to do one crossing over with St. Michael. And what it is, I did it through the candle. I just said, just follow the light. And I called the angels to go and help the spirit out. Some of them are very scared to cross over because they feel like they're going to hell or something. They're not ready to let go either.
See, the thing is, yes, exactly, exactly. That's was with a few people that I've helped, saying that I don't know if that's a gate, a portal to hell or to heaven.
Yeah.
My experience, what they have told me, not that I have experienced through my own eyes, but what I've been told is that hell. I'm not gonna get deep details. You just, it they just drag you down. That's all I'm gonna say. The other one, you will see a tunnel, white light.
Oh, wow.
And the first person that you see when you cross over is the one that is connected to you the most,
Hmm.
you know. And I've seen that firsthand. You know, if an older guy, in the 90s crosses over, dies and waiting for, the spirit to come in, it'll be either his wife or his parents or the siblings.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad but true. Unfortunately, we're all here temporarily.
Well, we have to make the most of it.
That's right. That's very true.
We
And
had to make
that's
the most of it. We're here for a reason.
exactly. So, energetic triggers and what energies you're vibrating on is also a main key. We can't always be happy, of course, but we have to go within to heal the outside. So, basically, going in and seeing what triggers you. So that way you can try to heal it, find the solution rather than worry all the time. This friend of mine that I know messages me like all the time, and all she thinks about is she's worried. I goes, okay, you're worried, but think of the solution to it. Like, how can it help you? How can you help the situation? Worrying all the time is not going to do anything but make you sick.
I used to worry a lot younger, and a lot of family members will tell you I've done that. I used to worry a lot, but talking to spirit, talking to anybody, you know, just to let that go is perfect because now something happens, I don't worry as much anymore.
Exactly.
You let that you let that stress go, you let that worry go, you let that, for it just wears you out, it tires you out, it doesn't make you focus.
Exactly. Exactly. It's very true. So, and also another thing, sometimes when you're very spiritual and you go to people's houses, I've learned to protect myself. And whether it's like holding garlic, I mean, wrapping it up in aluminum and keeping it with you, because you know what? Sometimes, especially if you're going to a house that's very angry, what do you think it attracted? All these low vibrational energies. So sometimes you could get wrapped up in their cords. So cords are like strings. When you go into a house and you pick up on all this tangled web, it's going to affect you because you're sensitive. So kind of, I've learned, sometimes I would not, I have to say, many years ago, I would not protect myself. And then I came out feeling crabby and feeling not like myself. So
Hmm.
now I've learned, wear your crystals and, just say a prayer before you're going in the doomsdock.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, there's days where I don't, there's days where I feel discombobulated. Don't want to deal with my job or anything like that. Like you said, you just go in. And that's when I'm always holding on to a crystal or something, or praying before praying before I go in.
Mhm. Yeah,
You
thank
know,
God, Todd, that you do, because you're picking up so much stuff. You're super sensitive. Todd's been on the money with a lot of readings, and he's amazing. You really are. And you
yes,
pick up on stuff you never even knew. So it's
especially with Mario.
yes, yes. And speaking of Mario, good Lord have mercy. I, I was very close to him when he was alive. But when he came in, his spirit was so scared and lost, it threw me for a loop. I was like, oh my God, Todd, tell him something. And back then, how many years ago? Like 20 years ago. It was so funny.
That was wow.
More.
23, 23 years ago.
Yeah, and I felt like, oh my God, he came so close that I just got so, it threw off my energy. So I told him, you know, back up a little bit because we feel the energy. So because we're very sensitive. But he was always a kind, jolly soul, very sweet.
Well, that night that I gave that reading to Maria about Mario, I did not know that there was a picture of Mario and I think his brother or his cousin standing right next to him. Mario's laughing. I could see this picture in my head.
Wow.
And Maria and I forgot who was sitting next to her. I forgot who was, but Mario was laughing. He was near Maria, and I told this to your sister, and he says that he wanted to dance with you.
Hmm.
And Maria said, yes. I said, there's a picture of him near you. And she showed me the picture of him near Maria.
Wow. Yeah, he went too suddenly and his soul was not ready to cross over,
That
unfortunately.
is that is the saddest. I'm gonna I've I've known people that lost close relatives like my brother, that it's hard to lose a sibling that close,
Yeah.
that fast from whatever.
Yeah, it's
You
very
know,
sad.
when my brother crossed over, it was the hardest for my family. This is before I was born. That it was devastating, but I was, from the outside, I seen this, and I
Mhm.
went to them. I guess I guess I was a comfort to them. Knowing that they lost a child, that I came in. That I guess that I was a godsend to them.
Yes, your earth angel. We will be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned, everybody. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic clairvoyant medium and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes& and Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back with my special guest, Todd Mitchell. Yay!
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? So we want to talk about spirits and objects. That's a big thing. What you purchase at the flea stores or at the thrift stores. It could be anywhere, you know. Sometimes, especially when they're selling things at the garage sale, like I always tell people, cleanse it, or if it gets too overwhelming, throw it out. Have you ever went shopping and picked up a spirit from it or no?
Um, I really can't pinpoint a moment that happened, but I've been through estate sales
Mm,
where the energies from those things, the bureau, the couch, or whatever, the table, you know, I don't bother to get them.
yeah. Yeah, you feel into the energy. So people be careful. Like when you pick up something that doesn't feel good, just leave it where it is. Sometimes, as I said, it's in the person's house, it's picking up energy. So either get it cleansed or just be careful what you're picking up on because everything, it could be a momentum, a ring that they always wore, a jacket, all that has that person's energy, and clearing it is very essential for your well-being and also for your house. You don't want it having any haunted stuff. I know a couple of people that bought some kind of dressers and some furniture, and then all of a sudden, guess what they had? A black spirit come with them. So I advised them to either get rid of it or get it cleansed. And sure enough, once she got rid of it, it was completely gone.
No, that's good. I've had some weird experiences. With friends that bought stuff from estate sales long, long, long ago, but I never really bothered getting anything. I just didn't feel comfortable buying it. But when they get it, what happened is that I've seen them lose jobs, relationships crashing, you know, house, something about a house burning down, or not burning down, but a little small kitchen fire or whatever.
Wow. Yeah, that's scary. I had this lady too that she has the Ouija boards and a lot of them. So I told her, you got to get rid of them. And guess what she said? She goes, maybe I'll bring them to church. And I was like, what?
Speaking of Ouija boards there, Linda, speaking of Ouija boards, I don't touch them.
Yeah, it's
I will
crazy.
never touch them. Even if I see a picture of one, I know I know it's just a painting of it. To me, I just don't touch it.
Yeah, you're
I
better
just
off.
don't
I
bother with
don't
it.
either. When I was younger, I played with it. I have to say, it was the craziest experience in the whole world. I felt like I was going to lose my mind. I'll never forget it. It was so scary because I actually saw that spirits. I'll never forget his plaid shirt floating around. And I'm so glad since I was probably like 12 or 13, and I never ever would touch it again. Like Sylvia Brown said, it's like leaving the front door open for anything to come through. And that was a scary experience.
Oh yeah, for any strange spirits to come in. Back in the early '90s, my few ex friends, I should say, I'm going to say, they played with it, and they told me prior to it. I says, no, I'm not going near it.
Hmm.
Said, you guys go. I'm not touching it. I'm not going to be part of it. I'm not going to. I don't want to know nothing about it.
Right.
And they understood, persuading me to go, but they finally gave in, saying, no, all right, that's fine. I just have bad feelings about those things. I just don't believe in those.
They sell them on my site, and I always told the person that created my site, please take it off because I don't like Ouija boards on. And they's like, well, Maybe someone else will purchase it. Doesn't mean that you have to. That was like just the energy of it alone feels a little creepy.
Yeah, I just turn a blind eye to it. I just, I don't even look at them.
Did you see the new one they created? You're gonna die
No,
laughing. It's
no.
I was just looking at YouTube the other day and it was like a commercial where they have Barbie Ouija boards so these poor little kids could play with the Barbie Ouija board.
Nope,
Crazy.
nope, 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 nope.
Promoting craziness is that's what it is. Imagine little kids now doing that. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is very crazy. So, and I don't people could do what they want, but I don't recommend it at all because again, you can pick up a whole bunch of things and then good luck getting rid of them because then they want to talk to you and then they'll keep you up at night and that's when the drama begins. Then you're going to have to call me for a space clearing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I've never seen them in stores in years. I've never seen them, online or whatever. But stories hearing about people playing with it and things happening. Oh yeah,
Yeah. There's been a lot of crazy things that happen. People saying they talk through them do right away when something comes into your mind and it's something negative, right away you know that that's not something that comes from the light. So yeah,
no.
and they will talk through you and manipulate your energy. So that's what I always talk about in my book. And do you have a book coming out too, Todd? Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm almost done with it. I put it off for a couple months because I was going through some ordeals. I was going through a slump, you can say. Um, I'm just about putting the finishing touches on it. I just added a few more things, and the stories in there is part of it is what I just told you tonight. About that little boy as well as the crystals. I don't touch on. I will never touch on black magic.
No
I will
way.
never.
Me neither.
No, no, because
Never will.
I don't believe in it. There's an old saying that I will live by for the rest of my life is that um, you can't curse what God has blessed.
That's right. And then they'll take it away from you. They'll strip you from your gifts. That's what I believe.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't believe in it. I don't like it. I don't even want to hear about it. You know, I won't even write about it.
Exactly. It's
And
unfortunate. Yeah.
I've gone through a couple ideas for the cover, but right now, my ideas for the cover, I'm going to hold off on telling you about what the cover is going to look like until I'm done with the ideas of it. I got a couple.
Well, good. I'm happy for you, Ted. And whenever you do publish it, send it on. I'll share it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations. That's
I'm going to
beautiful.
hold off on the title for right now, but I got a title for it, but I'm going to hold off on it right now.
Good. Step by step, it'll all come through when
Yeah.
you're ready. Ah, that's nice. Good for you, Ted. I'm happy for you. So different energies always feel into what's calling out to you and try to be weary of what you're purchasing because everything will attract something. I'll give you an example. I ordered some oils the other day and they sent me the wrong one. It's called Leave Me Alone. So I was looking all over for it. Then all of a sudden, I didn't know my husband goes and puts "Leave Me Alone" at my door. So I looked at the basket. I'm like, no wonder it's
Wow.
been so quiet. I go, I'm usually super busy, like a couple days ago, and then I'm like, it's so like quiet and so weird. So something made me look in there because I wanted to see the beautiful acorns that we picked up on and stuff, that we put at the door, and something caught my eye. So I said, look, the bottle I was looking for, leave me alone. And it's at the door where I tell people to put what you want. So I'm like, why'd you do that for? But of course, he didn't realize it. So once I took it off, then thank God back to normal again. But it's so true. The door is the mouth. So if you put something like that at your door, well, that explains why it was very quiet.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like a wishful thing, you know.
I was like, oh my God, out of all things to put, leave me alone. So why don't you put like a love or some kind of nice stuff? But I didn't think he really read it because his glasses weren't on. So he just
Hmm.
probably put anything there. So,
In my book, I'm going to mention this, and I have a feeling just to say this because it's just important to say. I don't know why. Um, my first experience with spirit happened to be my grandfather,
ah,
and I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to leave that story in the book. When it's out, people are going to read and be amazed by it. But the book itself is going to be, once you read it, you're going to get chills in good
I'm
ways.
sure. That's beautiful. Very nice. Good. It's about spirits, your book, or just a bunch
Yes,
of little
it's about
things?
spirits and the exercises that they taught me.
That's
It's
beautiful.
it's basically both. It's going to be like my experience and and the exercises and the meditation method that they showed me.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, good. Everything's self-guided. I learned candle manifestation channeling self-guided. Yours was self-guided too. So they always ask me, how can I learn it? You can't really learn it because when I do stuff like candles, especially, I feel into it and I feel like I'm being guided. So it's not like a thing you can teach someone, okay, do this and then that's it. That is it. So yours would be with the mediumship, right? That you were
Mhm.
self-guided.
Most of it, yes, and I would say 50-50. I'm not gonna say a lot about my readings.
No, let them read it.
Yeah, but most of it will be the exercises that I was taught through family members as well as my own experience.
Exactly. And can you believe we only have 2 minutes left?
Oh, jeez.
So, I know it went so fast. It really
I
did.
know.
The hour flies by. But do tell us where people could reach you.
I'm on Facebook. It's under Todd Mitchell. Uh, you can uh, Facebook message me. I will answer back, but I'm going to hold off on any readings for the moment so I can finish up my own projects,
Yes.
and then I'm going to get to those readings.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
don't want anybody to. I don't want anybody to say I want a reading now. I want a reading now. I will let them know when I can give those readings.
Yes, exactly. Whenever you're ready. Because when you're focused on one thing, the message won't even come till you actually fulfill what you're supposed to go do your book first, and then you'll be ready.
Hmm.
Mhm.
It was like your book. You had to concentrate on what you wanted to put
Yes.
in.
Yeah.
That you didn't focus on anything else. That you wanted to get those things done.
Exactly. I totally agree with you because you don't want to get distracted and leave anything out.
No, you don't. But I've been writing down things on my iPhone. I've been writing things down on paper, and I just have to get it in the book, which I did. And there's like three more chapters that I'm putting in that will make the part of the book complete.
Wow, that's beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Todd, for tuning in with us again. And I look forward to you coming back again. I know later on because you're busy, but it was
Mhm.
always a pleasure. Everyone loves to see you on.
I will
Thank
definitely
you
keep you
so much.
informed with the book and everything else. But it was an honor to be on the show with you.
Yes, so find Todd at Todd Mitchell at Facebook. You can find me at healingsonthego.com. I'm also Linda DeVitas. I'm on TikTok and Instagram, healingsonthego.com. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. God bless each and every one of you. Be safe and have a great night. Thank you so much.
Good night.